Welcome to GeorgeWay Math TV.
Alright, so I know I'm being asked to factor here, but I see three terms, 1, 2, 3. And whenever I'm being asked to factor and I see three terms, I know I have to first make sure it's in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. And looking at this right here, it is in that form: ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm good. The next step would then be that I have to multiply the first and then the last number that I see. So I'm doing 3 times 4. And 3 times 4 is, I'm not going to use my calculator. 3 times 4 is 12. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put 12 down. And then I'll look for two numbers that if I multiply, I should get that 12. But if I add or subtract those same two numbers up here, right, I should get the middle number, which is 7 in this case. And because it has a variable x, let me just add x to it, because it has to have x right here. So now I'm going to start searching for the two numbers. And I know what really helped me when it comes to searching is, like, I start with the multiplication, of course. Take this number and divide by 1, divide by 2, divide by 3 till I find it. So let me do the same thing, right? So 12 divided by 1 is 12. So again, I did 12 divided by 1 is 12. That means 12 times 1 is 12, which is good. But what is 12 plus 1? That is 13. That's not 7. So that means I cannot use 12 and 1. And then I'm going to move to 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that means 6 times 2 is 12. That is good for the first part. But what is 6 plus 2? Because I have to use the same numbers to get a 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. So it's not 7. 6 minus 2 is 4. It's not 7. So that means I cannot use 6 and 2. Then I move on to 3. 12 divided by 3, right? So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that means 4 times 3 is 12, which is good. Now let me check with the 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Yes! So I got the two numbers. So that means the two numbers that I was looking for is what? 4 and 3. So 4 and 3. So that would be the two numbers that I was looking for. And after getting these two numbers, I know I just have to drop the first term and then the last term. So I have my 3x squared. Let me just do this so I wouldn't get confused. I got my 3x squared plus this, and then I drop the 4 right here. But for the middle term, instead of putting 7x, I'm now replacing with 4 and 3. And since it has an x, right, I gotta make sure I add x to these two. So I have positive 4x and then positive 3x. And of course, there was a plus sign right here. And now, how many terms do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I'm gonna do is I put parentheses around the first two terms. I'm factoring by grouping. And I put parentheses around the last two. And then I'm just going to factor each parenthesis. So I know how to factor already. One number can go to 3 and 4. That's a 1. And I have x squared and x. I picked the one with the lowest power, which is the x. And now 3x squared divided by 1x. So 3x squared divided by 1x. I know it will be 3x. So I have my 3x like that. And then 4x divided by x, or divided by 1x, the x will cancel. So I have plus 4. And then on this side, one number can divide into 3 and 4. I know it's a 1. So I have plus 1. And then 3x divided by 1 is 3x. 4 divided by 1 is 4. And I know always these two have to be the same. If they're not the same, that means there's something wrong. I gotta go back and fix it. So they are the same. So I know I'm gonna copy one of them down. So 3x plus 4. And I copy what I have outside, just like it is. So I have 1x plus 1. And that would just be my answer. That wasn't too bad. Alright, let me do one more right here. I got one more here. So same procedure right here. I see 3 terms. I'm asked to factor. It has to be in this form. ax squared plus bx plus c. And it is in that form. So then I know I have to multiply the numbers at the end. So 5 times negative 4 is what? 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. So I put down my negative 20. And now I know I'm looking for 2 numbers that if I multiply, I should get that negative 20. And if I add or subtract those same 2 numbers, I should get a middle number, which is 8. So now I'm searching. So I do the multiplication first. So negative 20 divided by 1 is negative 20. So that means negative 20 times 1 is negative 20. And then negative 20 plus 1 is not 8. So now let me move on to 2. Negative 20 divided by 2 is negative 10. So that means 2 times negative 10 is what? Is negative 20. But what is 2 plus negative 10? That's negative 8. Oh, I'm getting close. So what if, so these two is very close. So what if I did 10 times negative 2? That is that negative 20 right there. And what is 10 plus negative 2? Oh, that is positive 8. So that means I can use these 2 numbers. So 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. And then 10 plus negative 2 is what? Positive 8. Yes, I got my 2 numbers. Because I know that's the key. Once I know that, those 2 numbers, I'm good. Because now this is all what I'm doing. I'm going to drop these 2 numbers at the end, right? So 5x squared, I know it's coming down. Negative 4 is coming down. But for the middle part, instead of putting the 8x, I'm replacing that with these 2 numbers that I got. And it has an x, so they should both have x, right? So this is a positive 10x, so I put plus 10x. This is a negative 2, so I have my negative 2x. And I know I'm factoring by grouping. Parentheses around the first 2, parentheses around the last 2. And then I'm factoring each parentheses, right? So this one, I can bring out 5x. And then I have x plus 2. Here, I can bring out, if there's a negative sign here, definitely there should be a negative starting with a negative. It should start with a negative. So negative 2. And again, I have x plus 2. Because negative 2 times positive 2 will then give me negative 4. So that's good. I can always multiply back to see if it gives me that. So now these 2 are the same. So that means I'm on the right track. So all I'm doing is I copy one of these parentheses, x plus 2, and I copy what I got outside right now, which is 5x, and then minus 2. And that's it. So this wasn't too bad. So I do this when it's in this form, and the leading coefficient is more than 1. I have to do this right here. Alright, this is not too bad. Now it's your turn. I want you to practice this so you can make sure you got it. If you still having a problem, you can always come to the video. And I tell you this, you need practice. So don't worry about it. You keep going over it and practicing. And I know you're going to get it.
Please don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell to be notified for new videos, and share.